Hello, CQ. Hello, CQ. CQ, the old friends net. This is W4MEC calling the old friends net for the Thursday edition. The old friends net meets 3 times a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 a.m. and Sundays at 5, correction, we're in new Sunday time, 4 p.m. on the same frequency, 3715. It's a great place to sell gear or ask a question about something you might be working on or anything in general. This net's carried out in the amplitude modulation mode only. As long as you can generate an AM signal, you're welcome to join. It's also carried out in the old-fashioned roundtable format. So I'll take check-ins a couple times throughout the net and pick up the stragglers and get you in the rotation. So for those wishing to participate, please give W4MEC a call. Come now.
Good morning, Mr. Charlie. WA4LLR.
N4LQ.
K4GDN.
WB4NKL. Okay. I think I sort of sorted the double out okay. So far we got Dave, WA4LLR, Steve, N4LQ, George, K4GN, Cliff, WB4NKL, and Brian, KN4R. Any others? Well, see if we pick any others up here as the morning progresses. Might be a short net today. Might turn around. Go around so quick. So here's, I know you got the list, but let me double check. LLR, LQ, GDN, NKL, full Romeo. So, good morning, fellers. Thanks for checking in. I got about 35 degrees here, clear skies. Went out last night because I missed the Aurora on the first night. Maybe Dave can give us a report. But I couldn't tell if I could see anything or not. It looked like it might have been lit up to the north. I would say northwestern direction, because if I go very far northeast looking, you see the lights of Hendersonville. And it's a lot changed over the last 30 years when it comes to light pollution around here. But I wouldn't really say I saw anything or not. So, anywho, let's get started. WA4LLR, W4MEC.
All right, Charlie. W4MEC and the old friends. WA4LLR. Good morning to everybody. We've got about 45 degrees. Partly cloudy here. Running the RT13 and the R390A. Yeah, I didn't hold out much hope for last night. I've noticed that when we see auroras here, indicating a severe geomagnetic storm. Last night, before I headed to church, I've been watching it, and it was at 6, which was a moderate storm. And as I watched it, it crept down to about a 5. So I didn't have any hope of seeing the aurora. If there was any visible, you might have picked it up on a cell phone camera. But to the unaided eye, there wasn't much chance as far as what I've been able to ascertain through the years. What was it? Tuesday night. Yeah, Tuesday night. Yeah, the K index was 8, and we had a couple of coronal mass ejections impact about the same time, and it really got things kicked off. But, you know, we keep our fingers crossed and see what happens before this cycle calms down. Anyway, not much more going on here, so we'll send it on down to Steve, N4LQ, WA4LLR.
WA4LLR, it's N4LQ. Well, good morning, everybody. It's 38, I think, 38 degrees. I got a little thermometer, it's kind of hard to see. It looks like the sun's coming out. Should be a nice day here in Shelby. And I went out last night, couldn't see any aurora. Didn't see any last time either, but I wasn't aware that it was going to happen. So it's amazing. I guess the word got around somehow, but the other night I sure saw a lot of beautiful pictures from the Shelby area of the aurora. All right, I'm running the TX86 and the Drake 2A receiver this morning, and had a good session on 160 last night. I'd like to have more company. I'd like to have more company here too, but it's the way it is, I guess. Anyway, over to George, K4GDN, N4LQ.
N4LQ, your friends, K4GDN. Myrtle Beach, it's in the back quarters right now. The sun is out, it's shining, it's clear, no breeze. Supposed to be dry for the rest of the week. Supposed to get up at least into the 60s today, maybe the 70s by the end of the week. We're running the helicopter station this morning, the HD32B, feeding something less than 10 watts into the homebrew 811 linear, getting out about 140 receiving on it. SX100. And Charlie, your email about Patton was kind of interesting. My father-in-law served with Patton all the way from North Africa to Berlin during World War II, and he really thought a lot of him, anyway. And so
You pass it over to me.
comments about Russia were right to begin with.
Not yet.
About at the end of World War II. Anyway, with that, I'll pass it on. Oh, the band is not all that great here this morning. We have a good bit of QSB, and it affected Dave real bad. Steve cuts through, but that's normal for him. So coming to you, Cliff, WB4NKL, K4GDN.
K4GDN, it's WB4NKL. Okay, George, you're a little weak here today. I copied about 60-70%. I've got some sideband interference off to one side here that's interfering with you a little bit. I got 37 degrees here. It was 35 earlier, but it's warming up, so it's supposed to be up to 61 today. Be pretty nice. Didn't see the aurora here either. Went out and looked a few times, and it's sort of like used to talking about Charlie. It looked like the sky might have been a little red, but I didn't get the phone out or anything to see if I could enhance it any. But I guess we might have some more of these in the future if we keep on getting the sun activity. Brian, I must have completely doubled with you because I didn't hear a peep out of you. But Charlie must have got us situated out there. Go ahead, Brian. KN4R, WB4NKL.
Hey, Cliff, WB4NKL in the group. KN4R, 44 degrees here in Sherrills Ford. Skies are broken, and I'm on the GRC9, about 60 watts, and the receiver's wide enough that the sidebanders are a little troublesome, but anyway, yeah, I went out last night as well. Didn't see anything. Of course, from my QTH, looking north, I have to look uphill and over trees, and I've got just enough light pollution around that kind of washes everything out. So, plus, you know, I didn't wait the requisite 20 minutes when I walked outside and let my night vision clear back up either. So,
Anyway, but I did notice that my catfish are back. They leave during the summer, but they come back. We probably got 10 big catfish underneath the dock, so we've been throwing them handouts, keep them happy there. So, and the wife's been working all week to get the house all set up for Christmas, and she's now finished, and I've just been her gopher, moving boxes and that kind of stuff. So, anyway, I'll pass it back up to you, Charlie, and thanks for sorting us out, Cliff and I. So, WA4MEC in the group, KN4R.
Okay, Brian, KN4R and the Old Friends group, W4MEC. Do we have you guys that'd like to check in and join us? Come now. Well, I heard 2 VFOs sweep on the frequency and somebody say something about, can you hear me or something. I don't know who they were, but I don't even know if they were, I guess they were AM. I heard N4UB up the band there talking, so I guess one of you fellas got bad breath and chased them off. So, anyway, yeah, well, I didn't get to operate 6 meters. I still haven't trimmed that branch to get my Yagi to turn around. And I always like to operate CW during the Aurora and bounce the signal off of it, because you work to people behind you. You aim your Yagi at the Aurora, and you can work people to the side and behind you there. That you normally wouldn't work. Makes a great reflector. CW note makes you sound like a Cuban, though, or the old Cuban. Sound like you got a AC on your carrier there. So interesting communication technique. So maybe next time. Maybe I'll trim that branch here. I've been sort of waiting for all the billion of leaves to get off of the thing, and do a little work on that tree, because it's not very big around and it's leaning over a little bit. And if I'm going to get up next to it, and I tried the tower shot, but it didn't work. So, but there's a tree I can get next to there, and I got a 28-foot ladder. I'll put that up there and see if I can cut it down a little piece at a time there. So. Anyway, that's a future project, along with all my other future projects. So, let's see. Anything else? Oh, my noise in my receiver I mentioned the other day. It might be the darn receiver, and it was doing it a little bit this morning, and it was acting like a Geiger counter. Actually, exactly what it sounds like. And I tap on the receiver, and it didn't stop it or anything. But I went over and turned another receiver on 3715, quiet as a church. So something may be going on inside that receiver, something arcing over. Now that's going to be an interesting problem to find, because it goes away once it heats up. So who knows what in the world that could be. Another electronic mystery. So anyway, missed 6 meters with Boone the night before last. I was there a little early. I heard a carrier, and then quiet. And after I called, and I didn't get a reply back, so I called a couple times. And around 8:05, I got a carrier with no audio, and that's what I said. And then a few minutes later, I got Boone. He started, I think he gave me a call. He was loud and clear, but in the middle of the transmission, he kind of faded out and went away. So I don't know if his Thor was giving him problems, or if it was the Northern Lights that were doing it. But that normally doesn't mess up, point to point that close together. But maybe it did. Who knows? All right, WA4 back, LLR, back around to you, W4MEC.
Okay, Charlie, W4MEC and the group WA4LLR. Yeah, kind of interesting band conditions, a little bit of wavering around this morning. I guess it's the geomagnetic instability that we're still experiencing. Yeah, Aurora puts some interesting reverb and on signals for sure. But I was so busy taking pictures and looking Tuesday night that I didn't even think about turning the radio on. Anyway, let's see. Well, let's see, current conditions, sunspot count's 150. The solar flux index is 168, and the K is down to 4, which is, unsettled, but not really at a storm level. A few things from this day in history. On this day in 2015, ISIL terrorists in Paris did a massacre at the theater. It was a pretty rough time for folks there. On this day in 1985, a volcano erupted twice in Colombia and buried a city of 23,000 folks. Also on this day in 1953, a member of the Indiana Textbook Commission charged that Robin Hood was a communist. I guess robbing from the rich and giving to the poor, except the fact is, under communism, you rob from the poor and the rich get richer. But anyway, let's see here. What else is going on? Some births on this day. Well, here's one more. On this day in 1927, the Holland Tunnel opened, connecting Manhattan and Jersey City. On this day in 1955, Whoopi Goldberg was born. Whoopi. And on this day in 1850, Robert Louis Stevenson was born. And on this day in 1982, the Vietnam Memorial was dedicated. So, a few things from this day in history. Don't know what we're going to get into today. Looking forward to a little bit warmer weather. I think tomorrow and Saturday we're going to be in the mid-60s, which I'm looking forward to. So, Steve, we'll keep our fingers crossed for an aurora that you'll be able to see there clearly in Shelby. N4LQ, WA4LLR.
Oh, okay, WA4, WA4LLR, N4LQ. Take me a minute to get started here. Boy, I tell you, I'm in the same predicament Brian is. I've got a lot of trees toward the north, and I can see quite a bit of sky through them if I look real hard, but they got lights on, always do. So I'm not sure I could see an aurora if there was one. Anyway, yeah, well, a big day yesterday. Went to Waffle House. Hadn't eaten there for a while. We had a good meal. We ordered our waffles, and as soon as we placed the order with the waitress, another waitress came over with a plate with a waffle on it and said, "One of you guys want this?" She said it's an extra waffle they accidentally made, and I said, "Yeah, put her down there." So I started picking around on that while we were waiting, and then she came over with both of our waffles, and she said, "I accidentally made your wife another waffle," and she got a pecan waffle. So we ended up with 4 waffles and only ordered 2. So it's a good day for waffles, I guess. And boy, Dave, all that bad news at once. Terrorists, volcanoes, communists, and Whoopi Goldberg. Yeah, well, all in the same class, I guess. And let's see here, and all the weird sounds from your receiver there, Charlie, a Geiger counter sound. Yeah, sounds like something's breaking down. I hope it's not something to do with the high voltage in the power transformer, but it could be, I guess. And I guess if you turn your volume down and still hear it, then you might be able to hear the source of the problem. I've been known to take the thing out of the cabinet and turn all the lights out and watch for it. Sometimes that helps. Turn it upside down and look, see if you can see anything. But other than that, it's not easy sometimes. So okay, I guess we'll turn it over to George. And yeah, you were a little light. I think it's later in the day than it has been because of the time change, which doesn't help any. So K4GDN, N4LQ.
This is really falling apart for me. Steve, I got the queue 100%, talking almost none a day and very little charity, but I didn't get Brian pretty well, and most of the clip. But things are not doing too well here in Myrtle Beach. I think I'm going to say 73 on this round. And Charlie, thanks for calling tonight. Hopefully I'll be in here on I don't think we're going to make it next Tuesday. Got to go to a meeting with some real estate people. My daughter's selling the house. It's closing, and we were co-signers on that, so we've got to be there. We're on our notification and everything. So anyway, look at coming at 73, guys. I'm going to listen to the air if anything shows up, but I'll be going for now. So WB4 NKL in the group, K4GDN.
Yeah, K4GDN, it's WB4 NKL. Copied all that one, George. A little better than the last go around. That sideband station, they're 2 KC, or I'm on my receiver about 2 KC below us. Got the rejection tuning going, but it still makes it a little difficult on weak signals. Let's see, Charlie, I didn't catch which receiver you were having problems out of, but if it's a Mohawk, I've got a junker chassis. If it happened to be something like a power transformer or something, I've got a transformer if you need one. I didn't catch which receiver you were talking about. I was mentioned on the other group, I don't know whether you guys noted or not, they're quit making the penny, and that's affected us locally here. Had a factory down the road here close to Greenville that was making the penny blanks. They had zinc, and then they copper plated them, and that was their main business. So they're going to have to find something else to make down here at this factory. I don't know how many people they employed, but it's a pretty big blow for the local economy here. So when something changes, it has side effects that you don't think about. Go ahead, Brian, KN4R, WB4NKL.
Okay, Cliff, very good. WB4NKL in the group, KN4R. First of all, 73s, George, you were a bit stronger that time, even with the QRM here. Let's see, and Cliff, very interesting on the local company plated the pennies. I'm sorry to hear that, but what do you say? And, my question is, if they're really worth, 2 or 3 times what, their intrinsic value versus their face value. It'll be interesting to see in 20 or 30 years, who makes a bunch of money by saving pennies. But anyway, John, KZ4B, he called me on the Twisted Pair to say he's alive and kicking, though he's having equipment issues. But he says he'll be back soon. So that's that. I'm going to take a car to get it inspected here in just a little bit, 10 o'clock, so I can get the tag renewed. So, and let's see, trying to see if I get anything else on the list here. Steve, congratulations on the 2 for 1 and the waffles. That's pretty good service. We've got a couple of grandkids coming over. We're picking them up tomorrow afternoon, and we were just talking about what we might feed them, and I know they both like Waffle House because their parents took them to the grand opening of a new Waffle House over their way, but it's in Denver here, so we might have to do that Saturday morning or something. So anyway, I'll hang in till the end. So back up to you, Charlie. WA4MEC in the group, KN4R.
Okay, Brian, KN4R, WB4MEC. Well, I just heard Don on 25, so maybe his dial doesn't go below 25. Anyway, do we have any check-ins who'd like to join us? Come now. Well, this must be the tune-up spot for the sidebanders, because another carrier on there popped on and then went away, so, oh well. Maybe they're checking the accuracy of their dials there, since they're reading 3715. But anyway, very good. Let's see. I think the band has been still playing around here because, Dave, you were fading out there a little bit, USB on you, and George was moving in on check-in, but then kind of got down quite a bit to his normal signal level here, so maybe you just caught the tail end of the big spur, normal radio time or whatever, pumping the signal in here. Let's see, Waffle House, haven't been there in a while. The two of them we got, well, let's see, two of them we've got are awful. I mean, it's like when the W burns out on the sign, it's Awful House. The prices have really gone through the roof. I mean, what is the, we used to always get the All-Star, and it used to be like $6 or something, and my daughter-in-law went to one, and she said by herself, and and she said that it was $20 for coffee and an All-Star and a tip. So that's not good. Yeah. The Columbus Waffle House is pretty good. They're real nice down there, and good service and good people. But I noticed the waffle is not the same. And I tell you, it's kind of looks like one you get out of the freezer now. Almost tastes like it. So we've been cheaping out. We get it's a brand of waffle that always slips my mind, but anyway, it tastes just like a Waffle House waffle, which I think the secret is vanilla. Because when I make waffles here, I added vanilla, and they taste very, very close to a Waffle House waffle. Kodiak waffles we get, and they are very, very close to a Waffle House waffle. So anyway, and they're round, they're not square. I never used to see round waffles. When I was a kid, they were always square. So, rectangular, not square. But I don't know, I guess the first round waffle was Eggo that I ever saw, but Shore brand waffles was all we ever got, so Winn-Dixie. So anyway, I'm not sure who's left. I wasn't scratching through. Let me think now. I think George was leaving, and I think Brian was leaving to go check a car. But let's see. Oh, receiver. When I turn the volume down, the clicking goes away. So something in the receiver is not in the power supply. You would think if it was there, I might hear it in the even with the volume turned down, I'd hear it in the audio amp tube. But no, and so I don't know. And that's a good idea, Steve. Get it in the dark room and see if I can see anything arcing over. That's exactly what it sounds like. But I don't hear it. I can hear it in the speaker, but I can't hear it in the radio. So it's maybe a cat breaking down, something like that. So we'll see. And it is the RX-1. That's the other question. It is the Apache. It's the Mohawk Receiver RX-1 that's doing that. So, and investigation shall continue. All right, that's what we got here. I don't know. We're running out of time. If you guys want to go 73 rounds, we'll do that. 384 LLR in a group W4MEC.
All righty. W4MEC and the group WA4LLR. Well, all right. Let's see here. Trying to get a frequency counter to read, and it's just jumping all over the place. Oh, me. I sure hope those capacitors for my Nixie tube Hewlett-Packard come in soon. Cliff, I hate to hear that the penny blanks are no longer going to be made over in your area because they're not going to be making them. And I sure hope that outfit can come up with an alternative so that a whole bunch of jobs aren't lost. And sound like you scored pretty good there, Steve, on 2-for-1 deal. So my wife and I have always kind of liked Waffle House. We used to go to one in Mars Hill when she was having some treatments in Asheville. We'd go by there and have breakfast on the way out. and it was pretty good. And then Helene came along, and a big sinkhole opened up, and they had to tear the place down, and they didn't put another one in. And the one in Weaverville, I'm just not as fond of as the one that used to be there in Mars Hill, so we've not been in a while. The one in Marion is good if you're in that part of the country. But my weakness is the apples with chocolate chips, man. I have to stay away from that. That's just too good. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and say 73 on this one. And Charlie, thanks for calling me. I don't have a whole lot going on here. I think I'm gonna go up and see if I can scare up some breakfast. But everybody have a great day. Lord willing, we'll try to do this again on about Sunday. So that ain't working perfectly if I'm trying to maneuver something here. At the same time I'm talking, I'm just not dexterous enough for that. Anyway, everybody have a good one, and Lord willing, we'll catch up with you Sunday. N4LQ, WA4LLR.
WA4LLR is N4LQ. Yeah, major QSB there, Dave. But I copied everything. It wasn't easy there for a while. But, yep, let's see. Brian says KZ4B is having equipment issues. Well, I hope he can get that stuff fixed. He's got a pair of T150s. So, plenty of receivers, and he's probably got a whole garage full of transmitters, so it should be getting back on the air pretty soon, I hope. And Charlie, thanks for the Kodiak waffle tip. I think you said Kodiak, and they're round instead of square. I would just guess that's packaging efficiency. You know, round and versus square is easier to package, and you get more in a box that way, I guess. And as far as Waffle House, I just about always order the All-Star, and it was $12. They gave me the menu, and I had a picture of the All-Star with those two sunny side up eggs. I just pointed at it. I said, I want that right there, the way it is. So, boy, I tell you, I got some of the best bacon I ever had, and the eggs were perfect, and 4 waffles. But it says right on there $12. So I think for the two of us, it was $26 with tax, plus a tip if you choose to leave that, and that's one of those places where you sort of think you should, I guess. And anyway, well, I think the band's starting to change pretty good, so we'll say 73s. Turn it over to Cliff, WB4NKL, N4LQ.
Yeah, N4LQ, stopping by 4NKL. Okay, your signal's way up. I hadn't had any trouble with anybody except George. You know, I had a little trouble with him, but so far everybody else has been coming in fine. Now this plant down here, it was a Balls Inc. was the plant, and they've changed names now. But they used to make, when they first came here, they were making jar lids and that kind of stuff. Anything they could figure out to make out of zinc. And then they got that penny contract, and that kept them in business for years. And I think that was their main product now, so I guess they'll hunt around and see what else they can make out of zinc. I haven't heard, I hadn't talked to anybody that works there lately, so I don't know what they're doing, but I'm sure the contract for the pennies had probably ran out a while back since they minted the last one. I think it was yesterday, so they probably didn't order any blanks for a while. Now, Charlie, the RX1, if you, like I say, if you need any part IF transformer or something like that, I think this one's got quite a few parts left in it. It's out in my barn building out here. But it was pretty rough shape. I didn't try to resurrect it, but I think most of the parts are still there if you happen to run across something that's, related to Heathkit part that you can't find anywhere else. Be glad to donate it. 73s, thanks for calling it, and we will talk to everybody there Sunday, I guess. Thursday here already. 73s, it's WB4NKL. Go ahead, Brian. I think you were still there. KN4R, it's WB4NKL.
WB4NKL on the group. KN4R. Well, mighty fine on all, and I certainly hope the local company finds something else to plate, and hopefully they've been looking around for some time since they've been hinting around this for a while. So anyway, and okay on the Waffle House, I'm everybody, all this talk has gotten me excited about maybe going over there sometime soon. So anyway, I'm going to say 73s as well. Charlie, thanks for handling the net. And Dave, thanks for all the information you always give us. So I'll say 73s as well. Hope everybody has a wonderful day. 73s, KN4R. Take it away, Charlie.
Okay, Brian, KN4R on the group, W4R. Real good. All right, Cliff, thanks for the offer on the parts, and I'll get in here and hopefully I can find it. I would say for you, Cliff, if you know anybody that works at that zinc plant. Oh, I gotta back up 1 second. Brian, I thought you were talking about Don. I didn't understand you were talking about John, KZ4 Bravo. It dipped on me when you said that, so I understand now it was John that has the transmitter problem, so, okay. But back to Cliff. If you know anybody that works at that place, you need to call them up and tell that company they need to seriously consider, since I guess if they use zinc, they're in the melting business and casting business, to get in the lead business. You know, the EPA shut down the last smelter in the U.S. a whole bunch of years ago. They didn't shut it down, but they couldn't afford the EPA mandated regulations improvements, so they just shut down. It was a family business. And today, lead ore and batteries to be recycled all go to China. And everything is processed there, and they send it back over here. So when you think about that, all lead that still is put in ammunition, like for the military, it comes from China now. So I would think a zinc plant like that might get into the lead operations. So yeah, I can suggest that too. I'd love to see domestic lead production come up here. So anyway, y'all have a good rest of the day here. Look for you on 1864 tonight. I know I'm hit and miss, but I get there and so they don't forget me. Thanks for the checking out there and being devoted to the group. We'll give you an extra merit badge at the next luncheon. 7-3 all, and y'all have a good rest of the day. Bye bye. This is W4MEC shutting down the old Friends Net. Bye bye.